Welcome back to the Our 2 Cents podcast, the show where your local professionals sit down with an array of guests to hear their story and impart some wisdom for both business and life-improving skills. This is your place to hear business and community leaders discuss relevant topics that matter to you.
Welcome to today's show. My name is Amanda DiGiacomo. I'm one of the hosts, and I would like to encourage all of our listeners to go back and follow us on our social media platforms and listen to any past episodes. I'm so happy to be having the Beautiful Bakersfield Awards chair, Roberta Nilsson, here with us today, and we're going to be discussing everything about the evening, and I'm super, super excited. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here, Amanda.
All right. So for our listeners out there that might not know what the Beautiful Bakersfield Awards is, can you tell us a little bit of history and what this event is?
Sure, I would love to. So this event was actually started by Mary Kay Shell. She began this awards program in the mid-1980s, and it was on a much scale at that time than it currently is. So when the Chamber took over the program in 1990, it actually became a reception and a banquet as well, a dinner banquet. So this year, we're excited to announce that it's the Chamber's 33rd annual Beautiful Bakersfield Awards event.
Awesome. That's so cool. I actually serve on the committee with you, and I didn't even know that it was around that long until I started doing research for this episode. So that's super, super cool that it's been around since, I was born in 1990. So my whole life it's been around. So it's really awesome that we get to celebrate local people in the community who've done such great things. Can you tell me a little bit more about the categories and who are really truly trying to celebrate this evening?
I'd be happy to. So the categories, we actually have 16 categories that our nominees are submitted for. And some of the categories are A Better Bakersfield, Architecture and Design, Arts and Culture, Education, Nonprofit of the Year, Young Professionals. So there is a list on the Beautiful Bakersfield Award website if you want to go in there and see a description of what each of these classifications entails. And so what we do is we reach out to the community and we ask them to submit nominations. So when they see maybe an individual that is, that sees a need and is giving in that category, please submit them. If you see an organization that's really involved in the community and is giving, submit a nomination for them. If you're driving down the street and you see a beautiful building or, a development that you feel, a restaurant, exactly, that you feel improves the aesthetic of the community, nominate them. So these don't have to be chamber members. They are just people out in the community that notice something that is making our community better. Please nominate them.
That's so cool. So how can somebody nominate, and what time of year do they typically start nominations?
So we're actually going to start right after the gala. So during the gala, there will be a link opening up and you can start submitting for next year. And all of these classifications are for improvements and for contributions during 2022. So for 2023's awards, we'll be looking at the next year's awards. We'll be looking at what happened in 2023. So the time to start is now. Start noticing these people, start recognizing these people. And what's really good about this is that it brings attention to what they're doing as well. So a lot of times we reach out to people and they are very humble. The nominees are very humble. They're like, oh, I don't want, why would I be nominated? I'm not doing that much. But what's really good about being nominated is that it brings attention to what they're doing, not just for themselves, it's for what they're doing for their cause. And then there's a lot of people that want to help, but they may not know how to help. And so by you being out there accepting your nomination, you're bringing attention to your cause. And maybe people can come up to you and ask you how they can be involved as well.
Yeah, I love that aspect of it. And I think it's just also, I can definitely understand not wanting to be like, oh, I don't do that much. But it does, and it allows us as a community to know what is going on, how we're bettering it, and how we can volunteer in more different things. So I love that aspect of, getting to see all the different nominees and the categories and, ultimately the winner of the category and learning more about their business or that individual and what they are bringing to Bakersfield to make it more beautiful. You can go to nominate bakochamber.com or beautiful-bakochamber.com. And the event is June 17th, so about less than a month away. And then, like she said, nominations will be available right after up until probably the new year when we start pulling those nominations to be voted on.
Generally around February is our due date.
Perfect. Okay, so we talked a little bit about categories and, why we're doing this and who we're kind of honoring. Can you walk me through on what we're going to expect that evening? I know we have a great list of sponsorships. I know Valley Strong is the main one that's mainly kind of putting this, but we have tons of different sponsors. What can they do from telling us about when they're going to walk through the doors and what they can expect?
The doors are going to be open at 6 p.m. and we're going to have a reception. There's not going to be tickets given. You'll actually sign in at the desk and be welcomed. And we have an exciting event planned for you. The committee has been working so hard to put together this event and make it beautiful for everyone. So we have our reception. So when you come in, you'll be greeted by volunteers from the community. You'll be directed to a table to sign in, and then we have photo booths. We're even having a red carpet this year that is sponsored by a red carpet affair. And my vice chairperson is Natisha, and I think everybody knows her,
Yes.
T.
Everyone knows T.
She is definitely a personality. She totally eclipses the room when she's in there. She's wonderful. I love her. So she's going to be doing red carpet interviews. And so wear your best, come dressed to impress. And she's going to ask you what you're wearing. And it's going to be really exciting. And then we have a reception down in the main area. It's sponsored by Jim Burke Lincoln. They are our hospitality sponsor. There's going to be, beverages available for purchase down there. And then also there'll be, I believe, water and other things, but it'll be the opportunity to network and see who's there and meet up with all of your friends and just share the excitement. So then from there, we move down to the dinner area where our dinner is going to be served by Mossman's, and it's delicious. I got to sit in on the tasting, and choose the food. So hopefully you like it. If not, you can come blame me. So we're going to be having the dinner, and then there's the presentation of the awards. The dinner is at 7. The award ceremony is at 8. And then there's an after party. So, of course, we want to celebrate with everyone. So there's going to be, I believe, cotton candy and paletas, the ice cream popsicles, coffee, and a DJ. So time to celebrate and have some fun.
It's going to be great. I know our 2 Cents podcast will be doing interviews at the after party. So make sure you look up for us there, and you can get on the air by interviewing on how well you had an evening. I experienced it for the first time last year, the gala, and then I signed up for the committee because I thought it was amazing. But it's truly a wonderful experience. You walk in and this is a black tie. I mean, girls go full out on their dresses. Guys are in suits and tuxedos. It's just amazing. I think it's been called the Oscars of Bakersfield before. You just have cameras all on you. You walk in, you have the red carpet. You just feel like $1 million. Then you go into the reception. Last year, they had the new fancy cars on display and cool lighting and lounge kind of area with cocktails, and everyone's taking pictures and talking to each other. And then we go into the reception, and the tables are decorated so nicely, and the food was, I think Mawson's did it last year too. It was so delicious. And then you just get to then hear all the categories and all the people that were nominated in that category, and it just opens your I actually networked and made friends with many people I didn't even know that existed due to the list of people that were nominated. So that's just really special. So once they win an award, I believe last year they got to go a little backstage and do an interview with 17 News. Is that going to still happen this year?
Yes, that's going to happen this year as well.
Awesome. And I think 17 News is a sponsor too, and they're going to be televising it this year too, right?
They will be, yes. So if you're not able to attend the actual event, there will be a link on the Bakersfield Chamber LinkedIn and other social media, as well as on KGET 17 News, and you can watch it live and also watch it afterwards.
Perfect. Okay, so we talk about a little bit, they're not getting a ticket, but if there's still tickets available, how can they purchase these tickets?
So there are 60 tickets left.
Oh, wow, 60.
Yeah, so
I think
if
we're
you're
at 200 a week ago,
so
they're going fast.
We were. So if you are, if you want to go, you better get on this as soon as this podcast airs. So you can purchase a ticket by going to the emailing info@bakochamber.com. That's info at bako, BAKO, chamber.com. Or you can call 661-327-4421. Again, there's only 60 tickets left. So
yeah, it tends to sell out for sure every year. And it's just going to be a wonderful event, and I'm excited to get to see the other side of it and the work that goes into. And I want to personally thank you for being the chair, and I can see all the hard work and dedication, you and all the volunteers and all the meetings we've been having since last year. We've been meeting for a whole year planning all this and getting getting sponsorships and doing walkthroughs and, discussing all the ins and outs. I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful night, and I thank you for, putting this on for the community.
And what I love most about it is, although it is spearheaded by the chamber, this is an event that is actually for Bakersfield by Bakersfield. So our committee members, we invite everyone to be involved in this. Anyone can come in and be a committee member. You don't have to be a member of the chamber and support next year's gala. Also the nominations, they're from external people, not just chamber people. They're for people that are not necessarily in the chamber as well. And then the judges actually, and this is something that we really reach out to for volunteers and for judges, our judging panel. This is people that volunteer from the community. So what we always do is we reach out to the community, say, please volunteer, because you are the ones that make these decisions, that choose actually who takes those trophies home. And one thing that I do want to say is, although only 17 people are going to be walking out the door with a prize, with an actual trophy, I think every single nominee is a winner. And I want to stress that, because Bakersfield is a beautiful place because of what you do, the volunteer work that you do. Some people give, they may not have very much, but they give what they do have. They see a need and they fill it. Other organizations, they encourage their employees to participate and to help out in the community. They see the need. So we truly appreciate that. So even if you're not walking out with a trophy, you are a winner, and we thank you for what you do.
I think that's so important to be said. I mean, being nominated is such an honor. Obviously winning, it's a great big deal as well. But I mean, just that your community is reaching out to you and tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, we notice what you're doing. We appreciate what you're doing. And I think that goes a long way. And I think it keeps people motivated to continue to walk that line to make Bakersfield better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So a little bit, we do some like rapid fire kind of questions. So I'm just going to kind of ask this just personally about you, just so that the audience can get to know you a little bit better. What is a common myth about your job or field of expertise? So you might want to tell them a little bit what you do, and then what is a common myth?
So I am a banking branch manager, and probably a common myth would be that we're boring people, that we're just number crunchers. But there's really so much, and that we're just counting money all day, or like that we're Scrooge McDuck and diving into piles of money. But really, our job, what I love about my job is that it's different every single day. I've learned so much from the people that sit across the desk from me. Their life experiences, their professional experiences. Every day is different.
I love that answer. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Well, that's a good question. I think you're remembered more for how you make other people feel. So if there's something that I would like to be remembered by, it's that, I made someone feel good, or I made a difference in their life, that their life is better because they knew me somehow. In some small way. Well,
definitely you, I'm going to remember you and remember your leadership, and remember how kind everybody's been towards me in my first year on the committee. So that I think you're definitely nailing that goal. If you won $10 million tomorrow, what would you spend it on?
Oh boy. I have always wanted to travel, so that would definitely be something that I would start planning my travel itinerary, and you probably wouldn't see me for a while.
What's on your bucket list of where you would like to go?
Oh my goodness. I have friends that are in Greece right now and Italy right now, so I'm seeing their pictures, so that's probably definitely on my bucket list. And then just the old countries, Europe.
That's amazing. Yeah. I have a friend in another CPA that is my friend. She's in Italy right now.
That's who I'm talking about.
Oh, that's who you're talking about too? Oh my gosh, she looks like she's having the time of her life. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I definitely am Italian. I want to go back to Italy, but seeing her pictures, I'm like, yeah, I definitely should go sooner than I thought.
Exactly.
She looks like she's having the time of her life.
She does.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and for coming in. If you can't get tickets this year, they do start. Like we said, the final nominations are February. We start announcing at the beginning of March, and then I believe April, May is kind of pre-sale tickets, and then they increase in price starting June 1st, but they do tend to sell out. So you're going to want to make sure that you're following either the Chamber's social media or our 2 Cents Podcast social media, so that we can tell you like, hey, tickets are on sale, so you can make sure you can attend next year. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course.
The show has been brought to you by the Law Office of Kyle Jones, Troy Burton with the Lynn Company, CPA John Duffield, Scott Hansen Real Estate Lender, broker and investor. Dave Plivlich, president and CEO of the Marcom Group and marcombranding.com. And Amanda DiGiacomo, president of Atlas Financial Solutions. You've been listening to the Our 2 Cents podcast. Check out the show notes for links and more information about the show. Also visit our website at our2centspodcast.com or catch us on Instagram at Our 2 Cents Podcasts. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and share with others.